welcome to Break Room, where we talk about our top 10, our top 5, and whatever we can talk about in this lovely two-person format. Oh my God, it's been a while since I've said that. And welcome to Break Room Season 2, where we're back creating Break Room episodes. And once again, I'm joined by my good friend, Mr. Dan.
Hello, and in this episode, we're going to be doing our top 5 Orlando rides.
We have had kind of a hard time breaking this down. I don't know if you've noticed, we're both in our
That was by accident.
Halloween Horror Nights t-shirts. This was not planned at all.
It's weird, isn't it?
This was quite a hard choice.
I'm not going to lie, this isn't impossible.
Yeah, because we did so many fantastic rides out there. I know my top probably 2. I think you probably know your top 2. I'm guessing
It's just which order.
Yeah, it's which order.
But
yeah, right. Do you want to go first?
I'll go first then. Okay, right. Before everyone goes mad over the comments, there is tons of rides at Orlando, right? This is where I felt I had the most fun on.
Yeah.
Right. So put that out of the way. Okay, my number 5 is Infinity Falls.
We had such a great time on that.
That ride is amazing. I mean, it's the rafts that you're in are really small and tight. Isn't it like the first ever elevator and then drop?
Probably, I don't know.
As far as I know, let us know in the comments below if I'm lying. But yeah, what a ride. I mean, we came off there absolutely drenched. People got ponchos. It's like pointless.
The clip I've got of you and Rob coming down and then the wave just coming over is like one of my favourite clips.
I mean, it's got great theming around it as well. The music around it as well. It's such a good, fun ride.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Like, not the best rapids out there, I think. I think Popeye's is a little bit better. All right, my number 5.
Go on then.
Tron, Light Cycle Power Run.
Okay, I can see that.
I enjoyed this a lot more than people expect it to be. My only criticism about it, it's a little short.
Yeah.
It's a little short, but the queue moved very quickly. It said it was an hour. I think it was like half an hour.
I think it was something about that, yeah.
Yeah, and then like you got the 2 stations. The station's beautiful. The trains are great.
Oh my God.
You come around that corner and you launch.
So that... boom, boom, and off you go, man. I mean, it's great. And also what I love about it is the fact of your containers. So I'm back to cough in a minute. I think, is it like the front of the motorbike? You can put all your loose articles and
everything in. Yeah,
such a great, smart idea.
It's great.
But yeah, like you say, mate, the queue line is incredible. The train designs are like amazing. Very, very short. That's my only downfall. If it had like an extra 30 seconds, maybe it would be
just
my
top 10. A few more corners. It had a lot of pace going into the brakes, but
I would like to do that at night time.
Yes.
To see what it's like for the outdoor bit. But yes.
Right, your number 4.
My number 4 has actually gone up because I didn't realise how great this ride was, and that is Spider-Man.
So I originally had Spider-Man on my list and I removed it for something else.
I don't, you know what, mate? Like I said, so many rides, but Spider-Man, I went on there and it's like, it's a hit between, obviously, Forbidden Journey, you've got there for the simulator ride. You've also got Transformers and you've got Spider-Man. In my eyes, I think, I've always gone for Forbidden Journey for some reason, but when I went last time, my God, it was so good.
Transformers I found was very aggressive this time. And I just enjoyed Spider-Man. Like after a drink, it was just an easy ride to go on. It weren't too bad.
It's things like, you know, how they mix that set pieces with the screens with the pumpkin and it comes towards you and then you go turn around the corner, you got the fire. It's like, come on. I mean, absolutely incredible. If you haven't ridden it already, man, Jesus, it is literally a great ride.
Unreal ride. Yeah. But my number 4.
Yes, what's your number 4?
Another Disney ride.
Okay.
Tower of Terror. And I think I
forgot about that.
You went in and did Rise of the Resistance.
I did.
And then I met you later and we did Tower of Terror. And it's my favourite version of Tower of Terror. It's so good.
Because you've done a lot of them.
I've done all of them apart from Florida's. And Florida's was the last one I needed to do. And Florida's I found was the best. It had the forward motion and the randomized drop sequence. And I love Paris's. Paris's is great, but I do love Florida's.
Because you're moving about everywhere. You're like, where am I going?
Yeah.
And it's so good. I mean, the theming is ridiculous anyway through it all. The storyline's amazing. The drops sequences are wicked. I completely forgot about Tower of the Terror as well. I'm like, damn it.
Yep. It's a great ride.
It's a great ride. It's a great ride. Okay, my number 3 is in Busch Gardens. Have you guessed?
Is it Iron Gwazi?
No.
Oh.
Montu, baby. I remember coming off that saying, well, before we went on, I spoke to you, Rob, and Lee, and I was literally saying, this is the best invert.
Yeah.
B&M have ever done. It's incredible. It's intense. Great theming, great music. No, not music, but yeah, amazing. I mean, the elements are ridiculous.
Weren't we like some of the only people on that train when we went on it?
Oh my God.
Is that dead?
And I remember coming off and I said, literally, guys, what were your thoughts? And I know all of you went, I can see why it's up there in your top 10.
Rob's not a big fan of it, though.
Yeah, it made him feel sick, didn't it?
Yeah.
But that's just because it's so intense. It's so ridiculous.
I enjoyed
intense.
it. It's good. It's a great B&M. It's probably the best B&M invert I've
100%.
done. I did say after I rode that, I said it was the best B&M I've ever been on. Not anymore. There is another coaster which we'll get onto, which I do prefer. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It's a great ride.
Yeah, it's a fantastic ride.
Yeah.
Go on then, mate. What's your number
My
three?
number three is the B&M coaster that I found the best, and that was Pipeline, the surf coaster at SeaWorld. I loved this ride, and you know that me, Lee, and Rob loved it because we went to try and go on it again, and then the Thunder and Lightning kicked off again, so we couldn't go on it. And this was literally a race to SeaWorld before the Thunder and Lightning kicked off to ride it, and it was so good. Like, it's the next generation stand-up coaster. It is what a stand-up coaster should be, and I loved it.
I don't know if it's me. Maybe it's because it's not really built for small people, but I felt uncomfortable all the way around. Yeah, I felt it was super uncomfortable.
I just loved it. You know, when you're going over the airtime hills, you're just flying.
Yeah, no.
It's the sensation.
My
That
balls
sensation.
were hurting. No, mate, I mean, I get it. I mean, the elements were fantastic in it.
Yeah.
And I love the idea of the fact of you're on a surfboard. Genius idea.
It's clever.
But yeah, I can see why. And it was making me laugh, though, when you tried to go around for a second time. And then, unfortunately, the lightning beat you to it. So, yeah, you can get on it.
But yes, Pipeline, fantastic coaster.
Great ride.
Your number two.
Number two. Now, this is difficult, right?
I'm guessing our number one and two are the exact same.
Back and forth,
It depends on
back
which
and forth.
author.
Now, these rides are at night time.
Yes.
I'm going to put number two, Hagrid's motorcycle bike.
Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure.
That ridiculously long name one.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. Originally, it was my number one, and then it kept going back and forth.
We had this argument the whole trip, didn't we? Like, we were all like going, oh, this is the best, this is the best. And then we had a front row daytime, front row nighttime on both of them, and did like other rows. And I can see why.
I think it's because there's certain seats that I didn't go on, like, because obviously you guys went on first, the front row, which is bastards. But overall, don't get me wrong. I mean, that ride itself is just a whole new level, and I think Lee put it into perspective what it was. It's not just a roller coaster; it's a full-on experience from the minute you walk into that queue line to the minute you come out of it again. Absolutely beautiful ride. On board audio, amazing. The animatronics. I don't understand why everyone was making out that they were world class. I've seen better ones, but
better animatronics, but you don't have time to look at the animatronics.
I mean, the layout, I don't get it. Like, the complex, I can see why it's the most expensive ride in the world, because wow.
And how quick they're sending those trains out, unreal. Like, I mean, even that, and on to my number one, my number two, which is Velocicoaster.
Okay.
And they send the trains out very quickly on that. Velocicoaster is my number two from Orlando. That's probably a little controversial, but like I prefer, as we'll get to it, number one, which is Hagrid's, but and your number one, I'm guessing your number one is Velocicoaster.
That's right, yeah.
So Velocicoaster I really enjoyed. It's a great coaster. I just don't think it's the best Intamin multi-launch coaster made. I kind of prefer Taron. And I kind of prefer Taron, and I think I prefer Maverick at Cedar Point as well.
Wow.
Only because I think I have a lot more of a connection to Taron. Taron's always like, I've loved that ride for donkey's years. Velocicoaster was greatly themed. What's it called? What was the line from Jurassic World? That cue line. Faster than you realise, Claire. If you haven't checked it out yet, go and check out the OTT Presents Universal Credits movie, which is our whole Orlando movie of our trip, and that one line from the pre-show of Jurassic World. But the ride, it's a great ride. The launches, second launch, fantastic. Top hat, fantastic. I think the first section's a little slow. For the length of the train. If it had a shorter train, probably Taron's length or Maverick's length, it'd be a lot better. But the length of the train kind of slows it down. But that final inversion over the lake, unreal. absolutely unreal. I don't think the stall on it's that good either. I think the stall on Hyperion is better.
Yeah, like you said, mate. Obviously, my number one is Velocicoaster. Love this ride. We did it front, back at night time. The staff were amazing because obviously it was a weird way of how you queue up for the front. It was so bizarre. Like, where do we queue up? But we figured it out. But yeah, amazing. I mean, the sound, the onboard audio is wicked. The animatronics, like you say, you don't really see as much. I love the queue line. The fact of you see obviously Velocicoaster, the Velociraptors in there as well, all caged up.
And then when the train
when it comes,
by,
come on, mate. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. I was like a child all over again when I first jumped into that queue line for the first time.
We were all so excited to get on it.
We were. And I mean, the first time I went on it, it did hurt, but that's just because of the intensity, I think it was. I mean, the top of my legs really hurt my thighs.
Yeah, I found it to hurt as well.
And whipping back and forth.
I think it was more... Like, I think it was dependent on like the pair of shorts we were all wearing.
I think
it like depending on how high up they went on our thighs, it was dependent on how much they were hurting.
Yeah.
But Velocicoaster, I'll always have a thing for. It was always my 300th roller coaster credit. I'll always remember that. And yeah, it was. We made it a very big thing that day. But no.
But like I say, mate, Velocicoaster is my number one. And I think it will take a lot to get to knock it off its perch. But what is your number one?
It's Hagrid's, as we all know. Like that first ride. If you haven't watched the film yet, but the first proper day we had in Orlando, I was severely jet lagged and I was dying in the queue line for Hagrid's.
Yeah, it didn't look good.
At 10 o'clock in the morning, just in heat, just like, ugh. And normally I'm fine with jet lag and heat, but that killed me. And that woke me up. That was like, Hagrid's was like, this is what we've come to Orlando for. Yeah. Like these themed coaster experiences. And it's like I'll always I rode it with Lee for the first time, and my last ride on it was with Lee as well.
Nice.
At night on the front row. And that nighttime front row was the thing that formed it for me. And that's where I think it's probably hit into my top 5, like my actual top 5 coasters of all time. But no, it's a fantastic ride and absolutely love it.
I mean, everyone who spoke about it, you hear these people talk like saying, and sometimes they over exaggerate or something like, or overhype
the Park
it.
fans that have been for years.
Prop drop. Get yourself done. That's great. But yeah, it was. So when I went on it, I was kind of like in my head, right? Let's just not be silly, Danny.
Yeah.
And I got on it, and I was like, oh my god, I can see what everyone is going on about. This ride is incredible.
But there's so many fantastic rides out there, and that proves that you guys do need to head out to Orlando.
You do, and I'm going to put one on here.
That like a memorable
honourable one. Yeah, and that is, it's not a roller coaster, it's not a ride, it's Jason Bourne. Oh my god, we came out of there. For starters, we went in there because it was roasting, and it was like, oh my god, let's get the AC
and
on.
Rob was like, it's really good, so we should go and see it.
So we went in there, and oh my god, I have never been to a show where I've kind of like just
unreal,
didn't know what to say about it. It was just incredible. Mm-hmm. So
but there's some of the stunts in there we didn't even know how they happened. But.
I mean, Lee's head was off it when things started to spin and the characters were spinning with it as well. So it was like a 3D. Oh my god! Like if you've not been on it,
mad.
Not on it, but if you've not seen the show, go. That's amazing. It's amazing.
Absolutely mad.
Right.
But yeah, once again, make sure to go and check out OTT Presents Universal Credits, and you can see all our first initial reactions to all these rides that we have mentioned today. It is available to watch right now. If you've got 2 hours left of your life, watch that
why
now.
Not, mate? Why not? You know, it is what it is. Guys, let us know in the comments below, what is your top 5 Orlando rides? Let us know. You know, we want to know. Also, you can follow us on our social medias on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. And if you are new to this channel, make sure you do subscribe and hit your bell icon every time we upload a new video. You will be notified. So I'm Dan.
And I'm Jay.
And thank you for watching. And as always, happy Friday. That's the one. See you next one. Bye-bye.